So boys, we're back with some more Redskins franchise mode here in Madden NFL 19, and I was looking at our left guard position, and we do need to sign a left guard, so we're bringing in Luke Jokel to go and fill in that position at left guard on this team. We do need him, and he's a scheme fit as well, so it's perfect, like perfect timing pretty much to have him on this team. So if you take a look at our left guard position now, it is filled by Luke at left guard, looking a little bit more better. Because if you take a look at Sammy, I believe his name is, or Sean, he's a 30-year-old, 70 overall dude. This doesn't really fit into the system, as well as Tony Bergstrom there. He's a 32-year-old as well, so left guard position is very old. We brought him some youth and some skill with Luke going on the team. So now we have that position filled right now for us. We signed Stone last episode, so you have that young position filled as well for center. And the rest, let's see defense. Linebacker, I don't believe you really need a linebacker. We have Foster there that can take care of it for now. He's 29 years old, a little bit old, but I don't want to spend every single dime on a free agent right now because we leave that money for later on for re-signing and such. So take a look at linebacker once again quickly just to see if there's any young players that can fill that linebacking position. Yeah, we're not going to find a dude that's pretty much better than what we have right now. We have Navarro Bowman that we could sign, but he wants too much money. His 3.6 is not that bad, but I mean, he's just not what I really want for our linebacker for right now. So Navarro Bowman, no thank you. I think we're good at the team we have right now. So one quick thing before we do any simming for preseason. We went and signed one dude named Kalfani Muhammad there. He is a running back. He's very fast at a 93 overall speed, and he's a pretty decent returner. So I put him at kick return and punt return for the preseason just to see how he does. If he does great, then keep him in. If he does bad, go on to the next dude. I mean, I like signing a fast dude from the free agency just to see how well he plays. If he plays well, that's great. And I remember one dude last time in the Browns franchise mode a couple years back. I signed a dude like a 73 overall, and he had an insane season at returner. I think he had like a 94 overall speed. He was great for us, but he developed into a great receiver just from returning all the time. So maybe Muhammad will develop into a great running back or backup running back to Darius Geis. But that was the one quick change, but I made it right before we do any simming. And it looks like a roster is set. Let's go and sim the first game against the Patriots. Preseason game 1, and we got spanked 42-10 on this game. It was hilarious. Just preseason doesn't matter at all, but Brian Hoyer tore us up 197 through the air, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Brady had 34 yards passing, Alex Smith had 28 yards passing, and Kevin Hogan had 97 yards passing and a pick, 34.7 passing rating, just in the toilet right there for passing. Rushing wise, Burkhead 39 on the ground for the Patriots. Gillisley 34, James White 34. Geis had 23 and a touchdown, so that's not bad for him. And 11 carries. Receiving, Crowder 45. He had 37 from Vernon Davis, 17 from Quick, and so on. Let's see, blocking wise, who lit up sacks? It looks like a couple backups, including actually James Stone did, our starter, with 1 sack allowed, and the rest are right there at left tackle. Defensively, we have how many tackles? 12 tackles from Zach Brown. Insane game for him tackle-wise. Morrow at 8, Skandrick at 7, and so on. Who had sacks for us? We had no sacks against the Patriots week 1. Picks-wise, 1 pick for Troy. That's not bad. Our backup free safety, not bad for him. And the rest, let's see kicking-wise. Dustin Hopkins, 1 for 2, 50%, and it looks like, what did he miss from? He attempted from beyond 50. Okay, that's why he missed that one. That makes sense. So any big signings so far in the preseason? Doesn't look like there's any big ones. Oh, you have Adam Bighill here to the Seahawks. It's pretty good for them. The linebacker, he was a beast for the Saints, though it sucks that he got released. But in the CFL right now, he's tearing it up with the Bombers. It's awesome. But the rest, anyone big? Ray Malaga to the Cardinals. Dansby to the Saints. Anyone else on here? TJ Ward to the Eagles. Couple trades right there. Shane Ray to the Lions. Dez Bryant gets signed by the Browns. Okay, so in real life, there's rumors he's going to the Browns. Corey Coleman was traded to the Bills, I believe, today, as I'm recording this. But maybe they're filling space for Dez Bryant. You never really know. But in this game, at least, Browns got Dez Bryant. That's insane. The rest, Eric Reed to the Buccaneers. Anyone else on here for big signings? Cliff Averill to the Saints. Brad Wing to the Bengals. Greg Robinson to the Texans, Junior Gillette to the Bengals. Blair Walsh to the Dolphins. I swear the Dolphins are going to have a terrible kicking game. John Hughes to the Broncos. Rogers Cromartie to the Giants. Okay, so he's actually going back. Not bad. Seahawks. Yeah, there's our trade right there. Chris Thompson. And as the rest, there it is. The big firing of Jay Gruden and the hiring of Ryan O'Malley. So there isn't too big of transactions yet. The biggest ones I saw were Rogers Cromartie back to the Giants. And Dez Bryant to the Browns. Other than that, though, nothing really too big there for signings so far. I guess TJ Ward isn't bad as well, but the rest, not too big of signings yet. Preseason week 2, we're facing off against the Jets. Hopefully we win this one. Let's see. Breaking news, we actually won 28-6 against the Jets. That's surprising, actually. I thought we were going to get killed. So we won 28-6. Let's see what happened. Kevin Hogan, big game for him. 139, 2 touchdowns. Alex Smith tore it up in the first quarter there. 143 and 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. McCown had 108. Bridgewater had 60. Darnold did not even play. I don't know what they're doing. The Jets, they're a mess. Why are they not playing Darnold? But anyway, let's go on to the next thing. Rushing-wise, Geis had 64 on the ground, 14 carries, 4.6 per carry, no touchdowns. Kelly had 38, Powell had 17 for the Jets. Perrine had 14 on 11 carries. Receiving-wise, Jameson Crowder there, 81, and 2 touchdowns. Good game for him. Jordan Reed, 44 and a touchdown, 32 for Doxson, 64 for Adarius Stewart for them. Brian Quick at 31, Kelly at 53 and a touchdown. And Terrell Pryor, the former Redskin, 34 yards on 30 receptions. As for blocking-wise, anyone let up sacks? A lot for the Jets, though. Our defense tore them up. But Guerra and Christian, the only one letting up a sack, that are backup left tackle. And then defensively, let's see how we did. Redskins. Orlando Scandrick there had 5 tackles. Pernell McPhee had 5. Zach Brown had 5 and a sack. Moreau had 4. And it looks like Ioannidis had 2 tackles, 2 sacks. It's a good game for him. Preston Smith had 2 tackles, 1 sack. And let's see picks-wise. Actually, let's see all the sacks first. Yeah, I see 2 from Ioannidis, 1 from Brown, 1 from Preston Smith, 1 from Barnes. Picks-wise, and it didn't appear to have 1 interception yet for the Redskins in this game. They won last week, but that's about it. Kicking-wise, Dustin Hopkins missed the field goal there. Hopefully it's not like an easy one. He attempted from beyond 50 again. We got to stop doing that. I don't know why the CPU does that, but he just does not have that big of a leg to go and kick beyond 50. But next week we have the Broncos. First, let's see the transactions, see if there's any big signings after that last week right there. Like right now, I don't believe we need to sign anybody big for us because our team is fine the way it is. We don't need to add another free agent that's just going to cloud up our cap space and kind of make our team a little bit off from what it is right now. I think we have a decent team right now that can go and win a couple games and hopefully make the playoffs this season just the way it is. So we'll go and leave it as is right there. Go to transactions. Anything big right now? Packers got Decker. Okay. So Eric Decker to the Packers. Jamal Jones got released. Anyone big? Doesn't appear to be. So there's not too many signings from last week. Week 3 is going to be, or week 4 actually, is going to be big for signings because it's the last week of the preseason. So that game proved that our offense is clicking. I'm liking to see that because Alex Smith, I was wondering how he'd do. He's looking pretty fine so far through the first 2 preseason games. Of course, game 1 is a mess, but we're facing off against the Broncos here, week 3. Let's sim this one and see how we do. Very tight game against the Broncos, but we came out with the dub, 20-17, close game for both teams. Let's see these stats here. So Kevin Hogan had 65 yards through the year, 96 for Paxton Lynch. Alex Smith had 171 and a pick. And Case Keenum there had 81 and 2 picks. So you got some picks in this game. Nice. Rushing wise, we have Geis 49 on the ground on 18 carries, 1 touchdown. Booker had 45 for the Broncos. Perrine had 16 and a touchdown. That's not bad. Receiving wise, we have 92 from our tight end Jordan Reed. Jameson Crowder had 47 after the huge game last week with 2 touchdowns. Anyone else? We have 23 from Brian Quick, 25 from Paul Richardson, and was there any receiving touchdowns at all? There's no single receiving touchdown in this entire game. That's surprising. Blocking-wise, and he let up sacks. Trent Williams let up 1 sack. We have Moses 1 sack, Roulier, Stone, and that's about it for us. So our offensive line let up a couple sacks in that game, not that good. Defensively, we have Zach Brown at 11 tackles, 10 from Chris Harris Jr. from the Broncos. Let's see our own tackles, actually. Redskins, let's see, sacks-wise. We have 1 sack from Ryan Kerrigan, half a sack from Payne, half a sack from Ioannidis. Let's see picks. Who got some picks in this game? We had 1 from Zach Brown and 1 from Josh Norman, the trash-talking corner. I knew he'd get one eventually, and he finally got one this preseason. But Brown had a huge game for us, though. He is stepping up as the leader on defense so far. So, Zach Brown, gotta hand it to you. A great game from him. That's probably how we won. But kicking-wise, did Dustin Hopkins disappoint again? No, he didn't. 2 for 2. So, he actually made that one 51 yards out. So, he can hit beyond 50, but only 51 yards out, though. So, only a little bit beyond 50. But the rest, great game from us. Just tough to the nails. We won that one. That's all that matters. Even if it is preseason, it's good to get some W's just to go and build up our confidence a bit. Transactions wise, see who got signed, see who got cut. This week is going to be tons of cuts, so we'll have to see the free agents after this week. But any big cuts, though, from around the NFL? I'll take a look. So it doesn't appear to be anyone big cut so far from their team, but we have to cut 22 players or move some players to the practice squad. So let's go do that and then take a look at the team right after. So I made the cuts, and here's the practice squad after those cuts. We got Simi Cobbs, we got Settle, Hamilton, Hosley, Stroman, and we have Johnson there on our practice squad. We have 3 corners on there so far, so kind of have to watch with the cornerback position, but the rest, got to fill up this practice squad right now. Let's go find some players for this squad. So right now I'm thinking finding a young quarterback to add on there just for the heck of it. So let's go take a look at that. There he is, Trevor Knight, sorry. He is very fast. He's got a, what is it? I'm pretty sure he has like an 88 speed or something like that. He's very fast, so he can scramble around. He does need to develop his passing game just a bit, but he's not bad though for a project guy. So let's go add Trevor Knight to our squad. Now let's see if we can find a huge receiver to go and add to this practice squad. So take a look right now. We have Jaleel Scott at 6'6". He is tall. 69 overall, 23 years old. We also have 6'5" St. Brown. Who's the tallest dude here? I believe it might be him. 6'6". Yeah, looks to be Jaleel. So go and add Jaleel there on to the squad. Jaleel Scott. Let's see what else he has in here. For speed, he has an 87, 80 catching, 80 and catching traffic. Not bad though for a 6'6" dude. So we'll go and add him to the squad. No, wait, hold up. We have St. Brown here. He's got a 90 speed. Let's see his catching ability so far. He has a couple overalls worse, but his catching is still on par of what we have for Jaleel Scott. So, and I believe he is younger too. He's 21 years old, and Scott is 23. So, actually, I might put St. Brown over Scott. We'll go do that. So, we'll add St. Brown to the squad. And what else do we need to find? Offensive lineman. Let's go find one right there. We have Bradley Bozeman there at center. Left guard, we have Gossett. He does fit our scheme. Let's see his. He's not bad. He's got a decent overall and everything. You know what? We'll go and add Gossett onto there. We do need a left guard eventually, so might as well try and develop Gossett into something good. Another dude in here we found is Duke Dawson Jr. there, 72 overall, 22 years old. This dude is pretty much, like, he could be our backup, actually. He does fit on our practice squad. We'll add him right now, and we'll see what our corner position is looking like. But Dawson could crack a roster. You never really know. As for the rest, up here, we're pretty much good for our practice squad. I think we have one position left to fill. Do we? Nope, sounds like we filled it up. So we do have a couple corners on here. I don't think that's a good idea, but we have a couple receivers. We have an offensive lineman, a D tackle, middle linebacker, a quarterback. We probably shouldn't have that many cornerbacks on our practice squad, but we'll go and remove probably, let's see, Halsey, he does have a skill point. So go and bring up his man-to-man, we'll do that. That brings him up, he's still at a 68 overall, so he's still decent. As for the rest, you have Johnson, Stroman. Stroman is fast, I believe. He's got a 90. That's pretty much average, though, for a corner. He's got a 90 as well. As for Johnson, he's got a 91. So you could probably part with Stroman, I believe. We'll get rid of him. And then we'll go and add probably maybe a linebacker or maybe like a strong safety or something like that. I think I might have actually found an even better returner than Muhammad, actually, because looking on here for speed, we found another corner here. His name's Jalen Myrick. He's got a 96 overall speed rating in the game, and his kick returning, I believe, was an 82 when I looked at it. Where is that? I'll have to show you on here, but he is a very fast man, and if he's great at kick returning, why not go and stick him in and see how well he does? I mean, it wouldn't really hurt to. Let's see, kick return 82 overall, so he's great for that. Might as well just go and sign him to the practice squad, and then we'll go and add him right onto the roster right after we get rid of Muhammad on here. It would be nice to have Muhammad, but we have enough running backs. We do need a couple corners here on our roster, so Muhammad, let's see what he did actually. Did he do any good? I didn't get a touchdown, but he did decent. But we'll get rid of him though. We don't really necessarily need him. So release Muhammad, get some cap room, and then we'll go and add that corner onto this team from the practice squad. And for the last position, we'll just go and add PJ Hall onto there to our squad just to fill it up a bit. So now we finished up a practice squad. Our team is looking nice. I think it might be time to go and sim week 3, or week 4 actually, against the Baltimore Ravens. So you do have one upgrade available actually on Paul Richardson Jr. Let's go see what he can do with the skill point upgrade. So I've heard about this. This is almost like archetypes sort of. So we have deep threat, slot, possession, and red zone threat. So he does fit our scheme if we do possession. That's nice. Slot. You know what? We'll go possession. Why not? Does fit our scheme. And that brings him up to an 85 overall. That is awesome. So Richardson's now at 85 overall. He increased 1. That's not bad. Anyone else with some upgrades available? I don't believe there is. Nope, there's none left. So that's all our upgrades right now. I'll go and add in the next dude to our special teams right there. There we go. So I put Myrick there at our kick returning and punt returning duties for week 4. We'll go see what he does against the Baltimore Ravens and finish up this preseason. So we finished the preseason with a 2-2 record. We lost against the Ravens last game, 16-8. We cannot view the stats for that one, unfortunately, but it looks like we had a decent overall preseason. It was a pretty good, like, we got a few signings there on the team. Like, we signed Stone, we signed our starting left guard there at Luke Jokel, and as for the rest, we have, our defense is looking pretty good. We kept most of the starters intact because they're a great team. They just need a little bit more development, and I believe it could be an even better team than we are right now. As for special teams wise, I believe maybe going to Myrick might be the good way to go. We'll see what he did last week. I believe it should show his progression history. Pass defended. Doesn't look like he did anything last week kick returning wise, but I mean, we'll see how he does on the week 1 in kick returning duties. If he does good, great, keep him in. If he does bad, just go and replace him and bring him back onto the practice squad. It's easy as that. So, game 1 against the Arizona Cardinals. It's week 1, but first we'll go and set our season goal here before we do anything right now. This season, we're not really planning on winning the Super Bowl, but I want to make the playoffs though at least. And so I think our team can win at least 7-8 games, and we'll probably bring I'd say at least 8 wins. We'll set a low goal that can easily be reached, hopefully. So 8 games is our overall goal for the season. So overall, the preseason wasn't bad. We finished 2-2. We weren't that bad, weren't that good, but we just went and tested our players. We saw what fit. We went, made some changes, added some players, got rid of some players, and our team is looking pretty good for week 1 against the Cardinals. One of the biggest things that happened though in the preseason was obviously Dez Bryant signing the Browns. And as to the rest, that's pretty much the only thing that really sticks out in my head for the preseason for 2018. But anyway, guess on this episode off right here. Next episode will be the week 1 against Arizona Cardinals at University of Phoenix Stadium. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.